All right there. Hey guys, Christian Alva here, and today we are with David BreedLove, one of the founders, the course creators of MLM Lead Machine. David, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. So I'm going to cut right to the chase. I just want to know, why did you create the MLM Lead Machine course in the first place?
Uh, I think I've been I played around with making courses before in the past. You know what I mean? I already understood, especially for network marketing, the concept of paid prospecting and having something to put in front of your network marketing opportunity. Um, but when I started learning about basically the Facebook algorithm and how easily it can be manipulated, and it's basically along moral and ethical ways of marketing on Facebook organically. And when I started learning about this type of stuff, you know, especially being from somebody that spent all this time learning how to build funnels and then trying to learn like email marketing and then trying to build Facebook groups and like all these other ways of marketing, when I came across this particular style, which is essentially just learning how to convert your Facebook profile into essentially a capture page and use that to drive traffic to, and how you could easily drive organic traffic with a couple of simple tweaks to the way traditionally you would on Facebook, where we're not paying for leads. We're just using a couple tools here and there, but setting up like the Facebook page as being the capture page, it really blew my mind, right? And the reason that it blew my mind was because it was so simple, and it's been right in front of my face the entire time. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things, like once I finally realized it, I was like, duh. You know what I mean? Like you've almost been doing this your entire, I mean, somebody like me and you, who grew up, I mean, I don't know about you, but I was on like MySpace back in the day and
Yeah.
all those early forms of social media when, you basically made capture pages, and I grew up doing it, but I didn't realize, I thought I needed a website. I thought I needed these other things in order to actually convert into sales and convert into prospects. And then when I realized this, and it worked, right? It worked. Um, it was something that is so simple to teach to other people too. You know what I mean? And I can't speak for every industry, right? Some industries, I mean, I recommend this type of marketing to everybody. However, some industries are gonna, are maybe better with paid traffic. Some industries, this may not make sense for. But network marketing specifically, I mean, the marriage of this style of marketing and network marketing is just, I mean, you can't find a more compatible fit that's duplicatable. And if you don't have something that's duplicatable, I mean, you simply are not going to be able to be successful in network marketing. And even if you personally are somewhat successful in network marketing, you're going to struggle with keeping people involved and attrition. There's just some people that can go out there and be rock stars and just recruit and recruit and recruit. Hey, baby. But if you can't teach that to your downline, then that's all your life is ever going to be, is just recruiting. And hey, if that's your gig, that's your gig. My gig is I'd rather, continue to make more products to help people get more results. I can't do that if I'm always looking for new customers. I can't do that if I'm always out prospecting. I can't make my products that I have already better, and I can't educate myself to be able to see what else is going to be new and what else is going to help people get results, right? And I don't really like to say is the top on the in the group, but like in reality, like I have a responsibility to everybody to make sure that I'm staying up with what's current, what's relevant, what's working, so that I can teach that to them, right? And if I can't do that, then I'm going to fall into the same trap as most people, where the next best thing is going to come by and we're going to miss it. And I'm not going to be on that boat. I want to be on the one that's, sailing in front of everybody else, right? So coming up with this particular program, it's an onboarding system. It really is. It's an onboarding system, and it's something that if people in other organizations come in, they can use it to help grow their downline. If they want to join our team, they can use it to help, grow our team. But the thing is when new people come in, you do the program. You do the program, right? If you're struggling, what are you struggling with? I'm struggling with this. Okay, well, you need to watch module 3. You need to watch module 4, right? I don't have to take my individual time over and over and over again. So most network marketers fall short with being able to find leads, find prospects, right? Close them. But then the next biggest thing that they struggle with is just straight up onboarding. Most network marketers do not have a solid onboarding process. If you don't have a solid onboarding process, right, by the time you realize there's an issue, there are so many bad habits that have already been formed, and it's so much harder to go in and try and fix a bad habit than it is to just work with somebody from day one. This is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do. Because how you bring somebody into the business, you're going to set the precedent, right, of how they're going to bring people into the business. So when people come into my business, okay, I'm going to need you to do this. I'm going to need you to do this. I'm going to need you to do this. You're going to register here, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to get an email. When you get that email, follow the step-by-step process, get in the course, get in the Facebook group, right? So then that person knows that the person that they recruit, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. You're going to get an email, you're going to get in the Facebook group, and you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this. That's an onboarding process. If you're just like, hey, sign up and I'm going to get with you on Tuesday, and then Tuesday comes and something happens, and then by the time you notice, this person wants out of the business. They think you abandoned them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and two things about what you said. One about Facebook kind of being your capture page is that, that's very dynamic. It's not like a traditional capture page, whether you're using like something like ClickFunnels or lead pages or whatever thing it is that you're using. What's really cool about your Facebook page is that people are coming there and they're checking you out. Like they're checking out your posts, your stories, if you have a written description, your pictures. It's like a regular capture page, and for different different rhymes, there's different reasons. But for what we're doing, or what most network marketers are doing, is they want to bring people to somewhere where they can see what's going on with them and build that rapport, build that relationship. And that's like a Facebook profile is like perfect for that. Like, how many people, the saying goes, people join people, they don't join companies, or they don't join the business. And if you really believe in that, then the Facebook profile is perfect for that. And the other thing I want to say too, in regards to what you're saying, is like about being something that's duplicatable, is like, most people can't build complex funnels. They don't have the tech knowledge. They don't have, they might have the money initially, but they don't have the money to last. They don't have the capital to last. So that whole thing is not duplicatable. So what I really love about the course is that it teaches you, these things that we're talking about. It teaches you how to position your Facebook profile. It teaches you where to find these people on Facebook and how to bring them into your world. So, like really, again, I've said this so many times, like I love the course, and to me, it was, I've known some of the stuff, but I learned some other stuff that was a real opener to me, amongst, just other people that have already been through it too. So, hats off to you guys, man. Like, you guys did a really fantastic job with the course. Let's go on to the second question here. Using the MLM lead machine strategies, how many people have you personally sponsored into your company?
So just in the past 2 months that we started with a new company because essentially we wanted to test just basically how we were bringing people into the program. We wanted to see if that would work for actually recruiting people into a downline. So in the past, somewhere around like 75 days, I've personally put just under 40, but the downline itself is just under 100. But it's the same process for everybody. We bring people in, we hook them up with the system, they get plugged in, and everybody's just doing the same thing, right? And the beautiful part about that is, now, right now, there's so many people that are so accustomed to it, right? So going back to what we talked about in the beginning, where it's like I set the precedent, right? Now I see other people like yourself and a couple other people, Joshua, Kevin's on the line. Like these people, they know how the onboarding system works, right? So I don't have to interject like I was in every single one person that came in. Now we're working on making the system better, making the system have better results. And I couldn't do that without having that onboarding system in place.
Yeah, I call it protocol, and it's, I've said this so many times in my trainings alone. Just like you gotta, like, in this industry there's a problem, and it's just what you said. Like, people bring people into a business or into the company, and then they really don't know like how to have them start. Like, what's the next steps, like, or even like a 30-day plan. And that's what I really like about the course. Like, it gives you like that. If you're not a leader that has your own protocol, like, this course is a protocol in itself. And I tell people all the time, like, look, if you were to go get a regular 9-to-5 job, right, at a new company or whatever it is, they don't just throw you. Most of them just don't throw you in the fire the first day, right? They put you through training. Like if you're a bartender or a server at a restaurant, like, you've seen people like, hey, this is John over here. They're going to be, they're in training. They're going to be helping me, serve your table today, blah, 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 blah. Or other companies, they might put you through video training for a week or a month or whatever it might be. So the same thing, goes on with this industry. Like, why is it not readily available? Why isn't that just a standard, And of course, big leaders and such, they have these types of things in place. But again, what I really love about your course is, if you're a person that's watching this video right now and you don't have a protocol or a thing to follow, a step-by-step process to follow, this course is amazing to get you started there and really have a day-to-day process on how to set up your profile, how to get leads and people to talk to on Facebook. So, yeah, again,
and I'll be the first one. Yeah, I was just going to say, and I'll be the first one to say, like, hey, like 30 people in a little bit over 2 months isn't record-breaking numbers. Either it's 100 people in the entire, downline is it record people. But the thing is these aren't just people, right? These are our ideal customers that we're finding organically on Facebook, cold market. Right. So we're not talking about, just signing up all your friends and family here. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. We're talking about, we are actively seeking out network marketers that are perfect for this product. Right. And the cool thing about that is that most of the people are using the product, which means that we're going to have less attrition. So, we're right around 100 people, right? Probably like 5 to 6 people have fallen off since the beginning. That's pretty good for network marketing, because I'll tell you what, like, most people drop off in the first few weeks. Yep. Right? So, you could put 100 people in a business, but if you don't have a plan of action for them to go out and start duplicating, right, then your 100 people is just going to be nothing in 3 months. So.
Yeah, and what I really love about it too is, it's the little wins that you get with the course that build up the momentum to eventually get signups. It's like, do this, right? It's like, we have Kevin on the line and some other people on the line that have been through the course, and they started seeing these little changes. And then all of a sudden, like now they're ramping up and up and up, and they're going up and up and up. And it's just like, if more people had this kind of stuff, this information, those little wins in their lives, and especially in this business, they would be so much farther along. They would have so much more confidence to actually see like the end result and to get to the end result for that matter, you know? So again, the course is just set up in an awesome way. And I really wish more people had it. Let me ask you this. What are your future plans for the course? I know that, you know, as you say in the course, you know, you're constantly updating because information's always changing and technology is always changing for that matter. But what's kind of like the bigger picture or the future plans for the course?
Well, you know, first and foremost, you want to make sure that people that are going through it are getting through it, their questions are answered, and they're getting the best results possible. So that's currently the stage that we're in right now. We've been doing like mastermind sessions where, you know, essentially the meat and bones of the course is, you know, a 5 to 6 day process. And then we start getting into like tools that will help with the job. But we usually don't even talk about that until we've done the foundation, right? So what we've been doing as of lately is, you know, every few weeks we'll do a 7-day, like a live mastery. And that's for new people that are coming in. And, you know, we work with them. Basically, it's just, you know, every day we talk about the day, you know, whatever day they're on. So if it's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and it's, you know, roughly about an hour to an hour and a half call. And, you know, Fabian, one of my partners that I've invited in, he pretty much is the educator, but, you know, Eric and I are on there and we chime in and stuff like that as well. So, you know, that's a big part of it is making sure that people understand their questions are answered. They know what to, you know, just getting them the best results possible and really just trying to help them get that first couple wins, right? Because, you know, ultimately, like what it comes down to a lot of times is like, you know, getting somebody their first 2 to 3 sales, right? And their confidence is so high at that point that it typically turns into a domino effect, right? You know, so people can tell when you're nervous, people can tell when you're desperate, people can tell when you're, you know, motivated and you're confident, right? So getting those first couple wins, you know, somebody reaching out to you and saying like, hey, I noticed that you're doing something different with your Facebook profile. Can you tell me something about it? It makes you feel good, right? It makes you feel like all this effort you've been putting in is worth it. And then once that finally actually turns into a conversion, you know, it just blows your mind away, especially if you spent months of time trying to build funnels and nobody ever showed up, right? You spent money on advertisement and it never went anywhere, right? You did all the, and then you realize that like, wow, I can legitimately run my business for under $100 a month just by using some simple automation tools and my profile. I mean, it really went against everything that I was taught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like to change somebody's belief system, you have to see it to believe it, right? So that's like the whole goal around it. So getting somebody in that first 7 days, you know, in any business, right? The quicker you can get somebody wins, the better you're going to be. That's why it's important to have onboarding systems. And the course is no different, right? The course is no different. So we want to try and get people those first few wins in the best amount of time possible. And so, you know, it's a mixture of doing this, right? We're getting some really great results there. And then also, you know, being able to keep up with Facebook changes, right? Because those are always changing. They're always changing the algorithm. They're always adding new tools, right? Right now, especially, there's been a couple new features that have been added to Facebook. So we're trying to figure out like, because here's the thing is when Facebook adds a new feature, they want you to use it. right? And if you do use it, you will be rewarded. So whenever a new feature like the Facebook rooms that are coming out, these the new sticker things, right? Your avatar, right? It's my job to use these and get on them as quickly as possible to see how they work and what the rewards are, right? Because with anything, there's a right way to use it, and then there's a wrong way to use it, and most people don't understand the right way. So it's my job to figure out but it's not like they give you these features and then there's like, here, and here's your manual. This will tell you exactly how to use it, right? They give you these things and they're like, all right, go ahead. Figure out the Easter egg, right? Figure out because they know it. They know that you're gonna use it for your business, right? But they're not just going to hand you the golden key, right? They're going to give you the tools and they're going to be like, all right, you figure it out. And it's really like a rat race to see like who can figure it out the quickest, who can get the best results the quickest. And you always want to be on top of that. But like network marketing as a whole is always the last industry to be on top of those things. So if you're in a group, and I'm not, trying to gloat about our group, but like that's what we're focused on. If there's a new feature on this platform, we want to know what it is. We want to know the best way to use it. We want to know it now, right? So if you're in a group that's like that, well, then kudos to you because you were in a good group. And there's other good groups out there. I'm not going to say that we're the only ones that do this. But trust me, if you're not in a group like that, then you're in trouble. Yeah. You're either spending a lot of money or you're just in trouble, right? Facebook will reward you for keeping people on their platform, for using their cool new features. They will reward you for all this stuff, but you got to use them, right? And just like anything else, like stuff gets outdated, and new stuff comes in, and you got to be on top of that. So, that's why it's really important for me when I was looking at expanding. I'm like, okay, well, I know this stuff, right? But it's still very, very important to continue with what we're already doing, right? So that's why I've built a team of like, okay, so Fabian can handle this part, right? Eric can handle this part, and then I can do this part. And even if you already have an upline that's like that, you should still look for people in your circle that are like that too, because you can never have, that's what network marketing is all about. Solid network, right? So, anytime you think like, I know it all, or I have everything I need, or any of that kind of stuff, like you're in trouble. So you always got to be like curious. You always got to be thinking, not only what's the next best thing, but is it something that I can easily turn around and teach it to somebody? Because if it's not, then personally, like I'm not even going to focus on it, right? If it's not something, if I can use it, awesome. But if nobody else can use it, what's the point?
Yep.
So you have to, be very calculated about, what you're choosing to utilize in your business and what you're not.
Yeah, totally. It's called network marketing. Network, aka your network of people, and then market to those people in your network, right? And the course teaches you how to reach out, to your ideal network or to your ideal customer. And when you're able to duplicate that, like the course teaches you, and people taking the course and you give it to your team, or the team purchases it, and everybody's doing the same thing. That's what network marketing is all about. Like as cliche as it sounds, you get one, or you get two, everybody gets two. And by the end of blah, 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 you have 1,000 people in your downline, blah, blah, blah. Like with your course and the stuff that you teach in it, like that's actually a reality, because it has the step-by-step process. It has the protocol, it has the foundation like you're talking about. So, super amazing, what you guys have done. David, really quickly, we see your children in the video. Why don't you give us a little background, like where you came from? You mentioned construction in the past.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Why don't you give us a little bit of your story?
So, essentially, uh, I spent most of my life in and out of trouble. And I blew a lot of really good opportunities for myself. So, when I decided to turn my life around and whatnot, I had to work my way up kind of from nothing, from a beginning laborer and all that kind of stuff. And I worked myself up to a foreman in a company. And I realized that I had hit where I was the highest I was going to get there. Right. So then I was kind of left with this position where I was like, look, is this what's left for me, or am I going to turn around and do something different? And I just started to open up a construction business, right? I did that for a while, and I struggled with getting leads. I don't know if there's any other construction people on here, but if you have like Angie's List or Home Advisor, you're spending a lot of money for leads. And I had hired this dude to work for me, and he was a ClickFunnels guy. And he's like, hey, I'm going to run your ads for you, yada yada yada. I ended up needing knee surgery, so a buddy offered me a network marketing opportunity. Didn't really know what it was, but I had to be off my feet for a little bit. I made a couple grand really quick doing it, and I was hooked, and I just knew that there was some way, like, obviously with having a construction business, I knew leads were going to be an issue. And while I was off my feet, I was like, I'm going to try this ClickFunnels thing. And it's a double-edged sword, because I'm really grateful I went through that. And I'm really glad I know how to build funnels now. But I struggled for a long time because I thought that it was the funnel that was going to make or break me. And I didn't realize that the whole process is the funnel.
Right.
If that makes sense, right? It's not just about a website, right? The second somebody meets you, the funnel begins, right? The second somebody meets you, the funnel begins. Well, typically, if you're meeting somebody online, where does that process begin then? Your social media profile, whether they're finding you on YouTube, whether they're finding you on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or all the other ones that are out there, TikTok and Twitter. I don't even know really all of them, but there's so many of them, right? But typically somebody finds you on your profile first. That's where the funnel begins, right? So, and ultimately, especially in network marketing, if it's not duplicatable, right? We've already talked about that. But especially in the beginning, most network marketers, they just don't have a ton of money, right? And the more tools you throw at them in the beginning, the more attrition you're going to get, right? So what we teach you to do is, leverage what you already have. Leverage what you already have before you invest in these other things. And then, we try and show people really, really cost-effective tools. Right, really, really cost-effective tools. That's because at the end of the day, like we said, if you're telling somebody go get ClickFunnels or one of these other softwares, it's like, do most people have another $100 a month to spend? Because if they get that, then they're going to need this, and then they're going to need this, and then so now, by the end of the day, like, do most people have an extra $200 to put towards their side hustle that they're trying to work out of their 9 to 5? No, they don't. Right. So now, do I think those tools can be important and useful to some of them? Yes. But do they need them day one? No. And there's so many people teaching you that day one you need this. And it's just, in my opinion, I just think it's wrong. And I did it. So I'm not, I'm not shaming anybody. Right. But I didn't know better. Like I said, I had a belief system. What I do now really went against what that belief system was. But now that I'm doing it this way, I won't go back to the other way.
Yeah, I think there were some really key points to what you said. One, which was, it's the process. Like, if you were to build a funnel, right, ClickFunnels, whatever you're going to use, and you're driving traffic to it, the whole purpose of the funnel, aside from money coming out the other end, is to build rapport and educate the person going through the funnel, right? This is the same thing that, like, you know, if you don't have a funnel, if you're just using your Facebook profile as your funnel, that's the same thing. You're getting people to see you, know you, like you, trust you, build rapport and all those kinds of things, and even educate them for them to then eventually, you know, go either, you know, buy maybe a recommended affiliate resource for you or join you in your company, you know. And one of the other things too you were talking about, David, was what we're in the MLM Lead Machine course is foundational stuff. And if you can't do this stuff, then you have no business building some complex funnel that involves, you know, a 2 or 3 step landing page or a page process. Then couple that with hooking up an email autoresponder and maybe an SMS, you know, responder, and then making a video or adding a video. There's like too many moving parts for most people. And then couple that with, you know, if you're going to drive traffic, then more than likely you're going to be spending money on ads. So yeah, really key points, dude. Just, you know, I'm totally on board with you, David, where, you know, people are, I'm not going to say being misled. And it's probably better said that they are just being shown someone else's opinion of what's working for them. But these other people that are showing them what's working for them are also people with a lot more experience than most have, and a lot more money than most have too. So, you know, like with this course, what I really love about it is your average person can come in and go through the content. It's easily digestible. It's very easy to apply and work with. It's a step-by-step process. And it's also, you know, very low cost to get involved. Very low cost to buy the course. Is very low cost to use the tools mentioned there. Like, just everything about it is a win-win situation for someone coming in and not really knowing very much and wanting to find a place to get started with some very foundational skills. So again, Dave, you guys rock, and thank you for, I know you're a busy man and I know your family wants you to get back to them. So thank you for coming and meeting with us. You know, it's everybody here on this call, plus I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video is very appreciative of what you've done, and also to the other guys that are involved with the course. So thank you so much. Do you have any last words, David, that you want to share with anybody before we end this live?
No, I super appreciate you. Hold on one second. Let me
do it like this. No, I really appreciate you to inviting me on, and I appreciate you being a part of the program and everything. And, you know, you've been a great leader throughout the process. So, you know, anything that I can do to support somebody on the team and be a part of what you're doing and, you know, the leaders that you're creating, you know, I'm absolutely going to take that opportunity. So, you know, like I said, I appreciate you having me, and, you know, I'll talk to you soon. All right, bud?
Cool, man. Thank you so much.